Paper and Books, Binding the Ancient World Together by Sydney World Cultures. Paper was invented in China during the Han Dynasty. It was traded along the Silk Road. This map shows Samarkand, the paper capital of the Silk Roads. Samarkand was known for its fine paper. The first real paper was created by the Chinese during the Han Dynasty. Kai Lun, a political official, is given credit for inventing paper. Paper was a popular item among traders of the Silk Roads. Before paper was smooth enough to write on, it was used as curtains, blankets, wallpaper, and wrappings for small packages. Paper woven with cloth was even used as military armor. Different methods of bookbinding evolved over time after paper was invented. Books were much more practical and easier to carry around than the scroll. Some types of bookbinding were butterfly, wrapped back, whirlwind, stitched, pussy, and concertina. Pussy bookbinding was the only type that was influenced by another country, India. There was no one method of bookbinding used in China. Paper money was invented in 1000 CE. Before, merchants would leave coins with businesses and receive a handwritten note with the amount of money they had on it so that they could get the right amount back. When paper was invented, people printed the amounts on the paper. This was the first form of paper money. Paper was invented in 105 CE. Paper was written on 100 years after it was invented because it was too rough. Before paper was invented, silk was used to write on. During the Song Dynasty, millions of sheets of paper were being produced by paper mills a year. Paper was invented in China and then spread around the rest of the countries on the Silk Roads. Paper was first made from materials readily available around China, like hemp plants, bamboo, silk rags, and mulberry bark. Samarkand was the paper capital of the Silk Roads. The art of papermaking came there when Chinese papermakers were captured by Iranians. The papermakers recreated paper in Samarkand, and soon it was known for its fine paper. Paper is made of plants smashed into a pulp. A thin layer of pulp is collected on a screen, then placed on a rack to dry. The Chinese printing method was the woodblock print, a wooden stamp with the text carved on it. In 1045, Bi Sheng invented the movable type print. But because there were too many characters in the Chinese alphabet to make, woodblock printing was still more popular. Paper was important to the Silk Roads because it made trade easier. It was also a popular item to trade because it had a variety of uses. Religion spread faster through copies of sacred books, and cultural diffusion happened through reading foreign books.